What's up, everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops. Sup? And this is Bottoms, Middles, and Triples.
Little son.
Oh. Bottoms is always very excited to get these videos started. He can't even stand it. And we're Crush Cards! Hi, team. Happy, fabulous Friday, all of my wonderful Adamancipator friends. Hi. And welcome to this week's episode of Linking Up. Wowie, what are we, 5 weeks in now?
Yeah, I think this is
oh
officially
my
week
God,
5.
We're in week 5.
That's
Holy
crazy.
moly, talk about consistency.
Hey now. For any of y'all who may be new to the channel, we are doing our own series called Linking Up, where we get together with some of our favorite content creators that have inspired us and invite them over to our channel to showcase some of their content and what they provide for the community.
So if you want to check out all the other episodes of Linking Up, we'll put a card right here for the playlist, or over here, or wherever we end up on the screen. It'll go there so you can catch up, because there are 4 really solid episodes that have come before this one. And we've got a really fun special guest this week who's very well known, and I think you guys will be really happy about this one. But before we get into any of that,
if you guys are already not a subscriber to the channel, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like,
and comment who you think next week's guest will be.
Ooh.
Because we've got a couple hot ones coming, so feel free to take some guesses. We've also got an Instagram, it's at CrushCardsYGO. We're on there all the time, answering messages, post to post, posting stories. It's also how we're going to be contacting the giveaway winner for our giveaway. If you check out yesterday's Mega Tin case opening, 2 cases, we're giving away 2 tins. So if you want to win a tin, super easy, go check out that video, and you'll need an Instagram, so you better be following us. See you. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. I think we're darn near 1,000 members. I can't count, but you know what? I'm just going to say we are, because it feels really good. We Photoshop tops on things, talk about anime, food, life, the fun stuff. Discord's great. I'm in there all day. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, you have very few days left this month. We have a Patreon. We have bloopers going up either tomorrow or Sunday, because the end of the month where we screw up for 10 whole minutes, and it's a really great time. We put all the side decks. We have unique rewards for each tier. It's super fun. There's merch. There's good time. So sign up while you can before September so that you can get your benefits ASAP. But if not, that's okay. We're just happy you're here. But, you know, I want you to have cool stuff. So anyway,
today's episode of Linking Up, we have everybody's favorite dad.
oh, I love my dad.
And it's DarkArmedDuelist. DarkArmed is probably one of the most genuine and wholesome members of the community. He loves everything that he does. He puts his heart and soul into all of his deck profiles, which is what most of his content features. He has a myriad of different decks all over his channel. So feel free to go down. His links are in the description box down below. Show him some love. Subscribe to his channel.
And put your best dad joke in the comments. I know I asked about next week's guest, but put a dad joke instead. I know the comment part's always so hard, and we always figure it out after. Put a dad joke. Give me your best dad joke. I'll pin the best dad joke.
Ooh.
Today he'll be showcasing his Blackwing deck, which is one that he's very renowned for, and he's really confident in, and he's honestly got a really different build than most typical Blackwing players. So if you're a Blackwing player and you want to know some fun stuff, he's the guy.
This is the spot.
Yeah, and when we were starting out, before we were even a channel, we were just watching other YouTubers to get inspiration and understanding for decks themselves. Dad was one of the people who was there for us from the start.
Love you, Dad.
We love Dad. So this one's for you, Dad. Thanks so much for always being there, Dad. Love you, Dad. You're pretty rad, Dad.
Wow.
So with that being said, take it away, Daddy-o. Da-da-da.
Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing my famous Blackwing deck profile. So this is the deck that I'm actually probably the most well known for, and it's probably my favorite deck of all time, but I'm super excited for this because I'm actually going to be a part of the Linked Up series over on Crush Cards channel, which you guys are watching this video on right now. And if you haven't already subscribed, definitely subscribe to them and check out my links down in the description below. This is a really cool series where a lot of Yu-Gi tubing content creators are going to be collaborating over on Crush Cards channel, which is super exciting because it's different people that have inspired Crush Card or made impacts on the Yu-Gi-Oh community to bring you guys awesome content, and I'm really excited to be a part of that because it's just amazing sometimes when you're a content creator and you're like, whoa, I actually make a difference sometimes, and it's cool. It's just awesome to be a part of this community. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe down to Crush Cards and check out my links down in the description below, and let's get straight on into this deck profile. So, and thank you so much Crush Cards for inviting me to this series. I am really really honored that I was able to be a part of this. So let's get into this deck profile. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Simo, the Poisonous Wind. So this is like the main monster of the entire Blackwing deck. It's an amazing card that if you control no monsters, then you can banish a Blackwing monster from your hand, activate a Black Whirlwind onto your side of the field, and then immediately normal summon this card to your side of the field, which is really cool because then you get a search off of that Black Whirlwind that you put on the field. The only downside of this card is you have no cards on the field when you activate that effect, or no monsters on your side of the field when you activate that effect. And it also has the ability that during the end phase you have to send the Black Whirlwind to the graveyard, and if you do, you take 1,000 points of damage. We then play 3 copies of Chris the Crack of Dawn. This card is really good in the deck too because if you control a Blackwing other than a Chris the Crack of Dawn, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you can only special summon Chris the Crack of Dawn by this effect once per turn. And then once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by spells or trap effects. Now I remember a long time ago, I actually used to play Starlight Road in this deck and play along with the Chris effect to flip Torrential Tribute on my opponent's turn while this was on the field, and then immediately special summon out Stardust. So that effect does come up sometimes where you want to keep your Chris the Crack of Dawn on your side of the field, or bait my opponent with a Torrential Tribute with this card, which was really funny. We play 3 copies of Boar the Spear. Boar the Spear lets you special summon it from your hand if you control another Blackwing monster, and it also inflicts piercing damage because it is the Spear of the Blackwing deck. We play 1 copy of Zaphros the Elite. Zaphros the Elite, yes, it is in German. You guys are not, you're not losing it. It is in German. What this card does, in a nutshell, just to prove to you guys I know what I'm talking about with Blackwings, you can return a card on your side of the field to your hand, and then once you do, you can special summon this card from your graveyard and then take 400 points of damage. You can only use this card's effect once per turn, and I will promise you, the only German word I know is Wunderbar, which is what this deck profile is. Then we're going to be playing 3 copies of Oster the South Wind, which is kind of ironic because I live in the South and it's really hot right now, by the way. But what this card does is it can be special summoned, and when this card is normal summoned, you can target one of your banished level 4 or lower Blackwing monsters and special summon it in defense position. It also has a really neat effect that you can banish from your graveyard and then place black feather counters on a Blackwing dragon you control equal to the number of cards your opponent controls, which can be really beneficial to your Blackwing dragon, which we actually play in the extra deck. You also can place 1 wedge counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls that does not have one by banishing this card from your graveyard, which can tie in with your Blackwing Full Armor Master, which is really cool to be able to use, and it has 4 amazing effects. We then play 3 copies of Gale of the Whirlwind. Gale of the Whirlwind lets you special summon it from your hand if you control another Blackwing, and then you can once per turn half the attack of an opponent's monster that is not by Gale's effect, that is just per Gale the Whirlwind. So I can activate all 3 of these per turn, and if it's removed from the field and then I put it back, I get to use it all over again. We then play 3 copies of Blackwing Gust the Backblast. This card is a card that I've been testing out a little bit, and I like it, and it's kind of weird at the same time, because for the longest time, I didn't like this card. But I actually really tested it out, and I kept seeing people playing it, and I was like, you know what? Let's test Gust. Let's just see what it does. So I threw it in my deck, and I was like, the only downside to this card, the only downside is if you don't see it in your opening hand. But the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now, with how fast it is, it doesn't really matter if you don't see it in your opening hand. You're probably not going to get it anyways. You also have Allure of Darkness in your deck that can banish it if you don't see it. And the only downside is if you see your copy of your Simo and this in the same hand, but at the same time, if you see both of these in the same hand, you can always use the Gust for the effect of your Simo effect to banish it and then normal summon out the Simo with a Whirlwind on your side of the field, search your Oster, normal summon the Oster, and then bring back your Gust to be able to use it as link fodder, which is pretty good, or synchro material. We then play a single copy of Blizzard the Far North. Blizzard the Far North, when it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Blackwing monster from your graveyard. It's one of the OG Blackwings, and it's really good in this deck to be able to just normal summon and revive to go into like a copy of Nothung, or use it as link material. We play 2 copies of Hamat in the Dust. Hamat in the Dust can level modulate, which is really cool as well. You can only special summon Hamat in the Dust once per turn, and if you control another Blackwing monster, you can target one of your other Blackwing monsters and increase this card's level by that amount. So if you control Oster, then you can increase it by 4 to go to 6, and then synchro these 2 together to go directly into Full Armor Master. We play a single copy of Gallus the Midnight Sun. Gallus the Midnight Sun can special summon it if you only control one other Blackwing monster. pretty easy to do, and it actually goes into a really cool combo where you have a level 3 tuner on your field, you normal summon this out, or special summon this out, and then special summon out your copy of Orsha, and end up with a copy of Hawkjoe and a copy of Nothung, which is really cool. It's an old combo that I developed. We then play 2 copies of Orsha the Squall. Orsha the Squall is really good in this deck too, because you can special summon this to your side of the field if you control another Blackwing monster, and then if this card is sent to the graveyard for a synchro material, then you can target one monster on the field and change its battle position. We dropped the Ash Blossoms out of this deck, and I bumped in some tech cards, which is kind of really cool. You have infinite negates in this deck as well, which is going to be a single copy of Mist Valley Apex Avian and a single copy of Mist Valley Thunderbird. So basically what this does is you use the Smorg Link monster to special summon out your Apex Avian, and then you use your copy of Union Carrier to actually special summon or to equip your copy of Thunderbird, and every time your opponent activates an effect, which is the effect of the Apex Avian, you can return a Mist Valley card you control to the hand, and then negate the activation if you do destroy that card. You also have the ability of the Mist Valley Thunderbird, that when this card is returned from the field to the hand, you can special summon it back on your side of the field. This is once per chain, not once per turn, and so you basically just keep returning this to hand, negating, special summoning, return to hand, negate, summon, return to hand, negate, summon, which is what's really, really insane about the Thunderbird Apex Avian combo. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. Which I will say, if you have any 5 Blackwings, you can get both of these out on your side of the field because you just link for 3, and then you can actually make a Infinity, a copy of Smorg, and the Union Carrier, have both of these on the field like this, have a Cyber Dragon Infinity, and have the Smorg Link monster at top, and then you have infinite negates, which is really incredible. It's really incredible. We then play a single copy of Monster Reborn in this deck. Monster Reborn's really good because it's just kind of an extender to get you more plays, and you got to play that LOB original if you're going to play this deck. We got to play a single copy of Rank Up Magic Soul Shape Force to go into our copy of Infinity, because you use the copy of Rank Up, or you use this card to go from a 4 Strix to a copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity, because it has the ability that you pay half your life points to target Raid Raptor XYZ, and then special summon a monster that's 2 ranks higher than that monster. It always messes me up. I always think that levels are ranks and ranks are levels. I don't know why. Maybe it's the dyslexia. We then play 3 copies, that's what I'm going to blame it on though. We play 3 copies of Call by the Grave just to stop our opponent's hand traps, because you really want to go in with this deck, especially to establish your infinite negates. It's really important to go first in this deck to establish like a full Armor Master, the infinite negate combo, and an Infinity. It's really, really cool to be able to do that. We play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is insanely good in this deck because you get to draw 2 cards, and it can dig you into the deck to give what you need, like your Simoon, which is really important. And then we play 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind is really the bread and butter of the entire deck. But what this card does is when you summon a Blackwing monster, when it's normal summon, you can add from your deck to your hand a Blackwing that has less attack than the one you just normal summoned. That is not once per turn, that is once per summon. So if I have 3 Black Whirlwinds on the field, I get 3 searches. If I normal summon twice per turn because of an effect, I get 3 more searches if I have all 3 Whirlwinds on the field. This card is literally the most insane search card in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I would dare anybody to find a better one. So, if you can normal summon. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps, which I play 2, and that is 2 copies of Blackbird Close. This card is really cool because it actually has Crow Hogan in the artwork, which is just amazing to me. And what this card does is when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, you can send a face-up Blackwing monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation if you destroy that monster, and then you can special summon a Blackwing Dragon from your extra deck, and if you control a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon, you can activate this card from your hand as a speed spell 3 negation of a monster effect on the field whenever your opponent activates a monster they control's effect. That's really, really good. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Blackwing Full Armor Master. This card is insane. It's unaffected by every single card effect, and each time an opponent's monster controls activates an effect, you place a wedge counter on that monster, and then once per turn you can detach a material from, or you can pull the wedge counter out, take control of that opponent's monster, and then also once per turn during your end phase, you can destroy all monsters on the field with wedge counters as well. It can board wipe, it can take an opponent's monster, it's unaffected by everything, and it can put a wedge counter every single time your opponent activates an effect to basically sum down the effects. It's 4 amazing effects on a 3K beat stick that is probably the best Blackwing ever released in the entire game. We play a single copy of Hawk Joe. Hawk Joe is really good too because it can special summon a level 5 or higher Blackwing monster from your graveyard, which is really cool, and also can divert effects, which is pretty nice as well. One copy of Chidori. Chidori is the big beat stick of the extra deck. It gains 300 for every Blackwing in your graveyard, which is really good. And then when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Blackwing, synchro monster in your graveyard, except another copy of itself, and special summon it. We play a single copy of Raikiri because it can pop multiple cards on the field as well, up to the number of Blackwing monsters you control, which is really cool. I like that effect. We play a single copy of Armor Master as well. Can't be destroyed by battle. It's kind of like the opposite of Full Armor Master. Full Armor Master is unaffected by all card effects. This card is unaffected by all battles. This card can't be destroyed by battle, and then once per turn when it battles, you can put a wedge counter in a monster, pull the wedge counter out, reduce the opponent's monster to 0, and then also you take no battle damage from battles involving this card, which is pretty good. We play a single copy of Nothung, which has a really cool effect to give you an additional normal summon. When it's summoned, you can inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent and reduce the attack of an opponent's monster by 800, which is really awesome. One copy of Blackwing Dragon for the Blackbird Close to be able to special summon onto your side of the field, which is really nice. One copy of Beals. Beals is really good in the deck too because sometimes you'll have moments that your copy of Full Armor Master will get beaten over, and then you'll want to have the Beals as a backup that your opponent can't beat over the Beals, and if you take any battle damage or any effect damage, then it goes up, which is really cool. It's always been one of my favorite synchro monsters, so I threw it in the deck too. One copy of Infinity, which you make using the copy of Force Strix, which I promise you is super easy to make. You guys might be seeing that card in the main deck and going, wait, this is Blackwings, not Raid Raptors. Well, guess what? Force Strix and Wise Strix are insanely good extra deck monsters. So Force Strix you make after you make Wise Strix, you search the rank up magic spell off of the copy of Wise Strix, and then use this to upgrade, and you get 2 Blackwing monsters off that effect. They're a means to an end. We then play a single copy of number 60. Number 60 is really good because it can double the attack of a monster. It also has the ability that you can special summon a monster from your graveyard, and it also has the ability that you can draw 2 and discard 1, which is really good. We then play the Smorg Link monster with the big bird, which is insane. What this card does is for every unused spell or trap card zone on the field, you can special summon for that amount of level. So if you have 5 unused and I have 5 unused, I can special summon a level 10 bird from my deck for free during the end phase. Really good effect, and that's how you get your Apex Avian on your side of the field, is by using the Smorg Bird of Sovereignty to go ahead and special summon that. And it's really easy. You just need 5 Blackwings with your copy of Union Carrier, which Union Carrier just equips the Mist Valley monster, the Mist Valley Thunderbird, to your copy of your Smorg or itself, and then immediately makes it so you cannot it cannot be, you just get instant negates. They can't activate anything. And then we play a single copy of Wise Strix for the last Link monster. Wise Strix is really good because what you do with Wise Strix is you climb from Wise Strix into Smorg, because this has the ability that if this card is Link summoned, you can special summon a level 4 Blackwing, or level 4 Blackwing, pretty much. You special summon a level 4 Darkwing Beast monster from your deck in defense position, but negate its effects, and it cannot be used as Link material. That's fine. You're usually going to use it for Synchro material or an Xyz material to summon your copy of Force Strix, which is what you're usually going to do with it anyways. And then if you're a monster that this card points to is a Raid Raptor monster and it activates its effect, you can set a rank up magic from your deck, which is why you play the Soul Shade Force in the main deck, which is what makes this combo really insanely good. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you guys are enjoying the Linked Up series, and I cannot wait for you guys to see this video as of I'm recording this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I, again, am really honored and want to thank the Crush Cards for inviting me to be a part of this series. It's a really good idea, and I'm really excited that they're taking the initiative to actually use this. I know that's a very dad thing to say, but hey, I'm DarkArmedDuelist. I am dad. But that's a really good thing for them to actually do for the community, and I'm really excited to see all of us YouTubers coming together to actually make a really good series for all you guys. And that's what it's all about, is you guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to Crush Cards, and definitely subscribe to me over on DarkArmedDuelist channel. And I'm really excited to be able to be a part of this, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.
Make sure you subscribe to DarkArmedDuelist, everybody. We love you, Dad.